Everyone has a story. Some are whispered in the quiet of night. Others echo across generations. But the best ones? They inspire, they challenge, they move us. Welcome to A Story to Tell, where history meets hope, where faith meets the real world, and where every tale points to something greater than ourselves. I'm your host, the storyteller, and in each episode, we uncover powerful, faith-filled stories of courage, redemption, purpose, and perseverance. Stories to steer your soul. Stories to share with your kids before bed. Stories you didn't know you needed until now. This isn't just another podcast. This is a story to tell. The armies of Israel were frozen in fear. Each morning began the same. A monstrous shadow descending the hillside, shouting defiance into the wind. His name was Goliath, 9 feet tall, armored head to toe, sword like thunder, voice like a war drum. He issued one challenge: send me a man to fight me. If he wins, we will serve you. But if I win, and then he'd laugh. The Bible says when Saul and all Israel heard these words of the Philistine, they were dismayed and greatly afraid. 40 days, not a single taker. But then came a boy, not a soldier, not a hero, just a delivery boy, bringing bread and cheese to his brothers. His name? David. He heard the challenge, saw the fear, and asked a question no one else dared. Why is no one doing anything? They laughed at him. Go back to your sheep, they said. But the king heard about the bold boy and summoned him. David didn't boast. He simply remembered. He told the king, your servant has killed both lion and bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine will be like one of them, seeing he has defied the armies of the living God. And if God delivered me then, God can deliver me again. They tried to fit him with armor. It didn't work. Too heavy, too bulky. So he stepped onto the battlefield with a shepherd's staff, a sling, and 5 smooth stones. The giants saw him and roared with laughter. You send me a child with sticks? He mocked. But David didn't flinch. You come to me with sword and spear, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts. He ran forward, yes, ran, whirled his sling, let the stone fly, and 1 second later, the giant crashed to the earth like a toppled tree. The boy didn't have to finish the battle, but he did, with Goliath's own sword. That moment, 1 sling, 1 stone, 1 giant would echo through history. David would grow up to become Israel's greatest king, a man after God's own heart. And Goliath? Well, Goliath became a metaphor for every obstacle, every fear, every giant we face. Because the story wasn't really about the size of the warrior. It was about the size of the faith in the warrior. The story of David and Goliath isn't just a tale of an underdog victory. It's a living reminder that faith is always greater than fear. David didn't see a giant too big to fight. He saw a giant too big to miss. He wasn't armed with worldly strength, but with a steadfast confidence in the God who had already proven himself faithful. We all face giants in life, challenges that tower over us, mock us, and try to convince us that we are too small, too weak, too unprepared. But David's courage shows us that victory doesn't depend on our size, skill, or resources. It rests in the size of our God. Your sling might look like a prayer, a kind word, a step of faith, or a simple act of obedience. But in God's hands, it's enough to topple whatever stands against you. So when your Goliath shows up, remember, the same God who strengthened David is the same God who stands with you. David himself would write in the Psalms later, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid?" And now that you know the rest of this story, you have a story to tell.